And a massive welcome to a brand new series here on InfoSec Live, where we're going to showcase some of the amazing talent we have within our 5,500 strong global cybersecurity community. And today I'm going to be joined by Emeka Nzeopara, who's been a member of our community since May this year and a regular at our weekly networking events. He's a cybersecurity engineer that's passionate about collaborating and contributing to the cybersecurity domain. And today we're going to be hearing about his journey and the roles that he's looking for and what he thinks the challenges are for people like him out there. But before we bring him on, if you're interested in being featured on this show, join us right here. Let me just bring that up and join the community and send me a DM. And again, right here in the community, we have study groups, mentor sessions, regular networking sessions to help you raise your game in cybersecurity. And next week, we're kicking off our exclusive community-only Ask the Expert series, where you, our community members, gain advice and guidance from leaders in the industry. And next week, we have Alex and Ryan from the Adeptis Group helping us with all things recruitment. Want to join us for that? Scan right there and grab yourself a slot at one of those events. And again, if you'd like to support the wider InfoSec Live community or just buy me a cheeky coffee, we do have a couple of ways you can show your appreciation here on our YouTube channel. Firstly, with 3 tiers of membership, allowing you to show your support in any way that you can, and some super stickers in the chat, allowing you to show your support live during the streams. And a very big thank you to a friend and a very, very talented man who bought a super sticker at our last show, and that's Art O'Kane. Art, thank you so much for your continued support, sir. It really does mean a lot. But get your breath back. Whether you join or not, being here and engaging with our content is what really matters. So if you're watching this live, please do like and subscribe. We want to make these events as interactive as possible, and make sure that you drop any questions in the chat. Time for Simon to stop rambling on for a second. Let's bring Emeka on. Wrong way round. Wrong way round. I wanted you like that. Oh, no, here we go. We've got it all the wrong way round. Wait a second. What about that for a start? Hey, Emeka,
Hello,
how
Simon,
are you?
can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I'm good, man. Yeah.
Good.
So very well.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being, firstly, thanks for being a member of our community. And then thanks for taking the time to come on the show today. I want to kick off with you telling our audience a little bit about your background before we start moving into what it is you're looking for, what the challenges are, and generally trying to promote what you're doing there, Emeka. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. So thank you very much for that, Simon. It's quite interesting when these questions they hit you. And I wanted to maybe say that I was in the background when you were introducing me and saying some things about me. I was like, wow. Just like you moved me from being, I just like converted from being a cat to being a lion in like that few seconds.
You've always been a lion, Emeka. I don't believe that.
Yeah, so I felt like, wow. So I'm this person, like, wow, it's me, it's Emeka. Wow, that's great. So thank you very much for having me. So yeah. So first is my name is Emeka, and I've been in cybersecurity for quite some time, for a period of like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, but I've been in IT for a period of like 5 years. So I've transitioned from like different positions in IT, let's say from IT support to networking, and now I'm doing cybersecurity. The reason why I actually chose to maybe do this is because I'm passionate about it. Although it's quite interesting when I talk about the story of why I wanted to be a cybersecurity engineer, because I feel like it's like a platform that really aligns with my kind of person. So I have this knack, although it's a secret I'm actually telling you. Like I have a tendency to stay very calm and composed, even in the place of chaos. You understand? So whenever there's chaos, I just feel chaos are orchestrated by the universe or something. So I really want to just stay calm and composed. So I was asking myself, what character would actually make me fit and roll well in this place? And cybersecurity, a lot of the time they experience attacks, incidents, there's chaos
Yeah.
everywhere. Everybody's trying to figure out stuff. So I really just want to maybe just stay calm and maybe see what I can do, and also do stuff to get things rolling. And I'm also passionate about the role because it gives me like a sense of fulfillment. If there's a problem here and I was able to solve that problem, there's a sense of fulfillment that comes from that. So yeah. So those are like some basic things about me. And then one more thing too, I'm Nigerian. I like Nigerian music and I like Nigerian food too, and all this kind of stuff too. Yeah. So those are some of the
Just
things
a
about
just
me.
a quick offer then. So if you ever want to practice your tolerance for chaos, feel free to come round my house with the six children during half term because my patience has been really tested this week. I can tell you. So
I
talk
can
to me
imagine that.
about talk to me about what you're studying. So I think you're studying at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. Correct. So I'm doing like my masters, and sometimes, like another secret again. Sometimes when I tell people that I'm doing my masters in Russian in cybersecurity, they have this maybe idea about it and the rest of them. So yeah. So currently I'm doing that in
And how long
cybersecurity.
how
But
long
I
have
did
you
my
been in
bachelor's
Russia, Amika?
for like a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been here for like a year. So I did some my bachelor's in electrical electronics engineering. So yeah, so I did my bachelor's in electrical electronics engineering. I majored in electronics, maybe networking and communications and the rest. And right now I'm doing cybersecurity. Most of the decisions I've made over time has actually brought me to this point because I've always wanted to maybe dabble into electronics, understanding things about telecommunications and the rest of them. So I've always made decisions along that line. It's just that maybe things just transition, and I still find myself going back to those things that I learned still in school. You understand? So yeah.
You're
So
still you're
on
still
a
at an age where
technical.
you can remember things you've learnt in school, unlike me, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah. Although I'm getting old though, like somehow some things that I don't remember. Like I look at my younger nephew, he remembers things very very fast and sharply, and I tell myself, that, oh man, I'm
Wait till
actually
you get to
getting old.
mine. It's like they used to say that your brain's like a sponge and it soaks up all this
Yeah,
information. Mine's
yeah,
still like a
yeah,
sponge, but someone's put a raincoat over the top. So, so everything just runs off. Let's take a step back and talk about the challenges you're facing because of where you are geographically, and obviously
yeah,
there's reasons for that with regards to the current conflict with Ukraine. But I want to take it wider than
yeah,
that and talk about the challenges that people have in lots of different countries getting into the industry because there's lots of fellow Nigerians in the infosec live community. For them to get a break in the industry seems extremely difficult. Let's talk about that for
yeah.
a bit. Is that frustrating? What do you think we can do to change that? And what are your biggest challenges regarding that at the moment?
Mm, okay. I feel it's like a general thing, like the challenges that maybe people face in terms of, let's say, breaking in and the rest of them. So yeah, I feel in terms of that, the demands are quite high. Like when you go to maybe look at job requirements for, let's say, cybersecurity, they have like different demands that they want. Like you see somebody making demands of different things. It was on cybersecurity role I saw one time that they were even asking them about data structures and algorithms. Like it's quite like it's good. They need to maybe do stuff, some programming, but to that level, I just feel okay. Some persons could also maybe like check other things. So I feel with regards to that, some of the challenges that let's say we face is the requirements that will be needed in terms of let's say certifications, in terms of let's say skill level. You see entry level roles asking you for like 5 years experience or like 3 years experience. So those things can be really can actually deter or uninspire people or make them not be able to know what they want to do next and the rest of them. So I feel that's actually the challenges that some of us face. And then I've also like tried my best possible to also talk to people that are also getting into the field newly. They also have like that same or that similar challenge too, in terms of let's say getting opportunities. Like from where I'm from, Nigeria, it's not really as much. Let's say for like software engineering roles, say maybe doing like a front end role, maybe like a back end role, and most of the time they want to maybe do these roles in like remote places and the rest of them. I'm actually like one of the lucky ones that got to maybe take myself away from there, and I'm actually here now in terms of my career and maybe progressing in some way that I am. So these are some of the things, the demand or maybe the skill that is required. Sometimes too, it gets to they really don't want to maybe give you a face if let's say you don't have like some certifications and the rest of them. And believe me, I understand that too. I understand that maybe those are metrics that they use to gauge the the efficiency of anybody that they want to employ. Yeah, so I get that too. And then one last thing too is let's say based on where I am, just like what you've stated, a friend of mine recently told me that he got a job in a place in Germany, but because of maybe some things regarding to where he is and the rest of them, they had to say revert and tell him that yeah, we're retrieving you off the role that we give it to you and all this kind of thing. So
And where was
he felt really
where
bad
was he
about it.
based, Emeka? Or where were they
He's
based?
based like he's a native of
Yeah,
Bangladesh.
but
You
where was he
understand?
living at
He's
the
a native
time?
of Bangladesh. He's currently in
He's in
Russia.
Russia as well. Do you think? I mean,
Yeah. So
that's not fair, right?
Uh, well, I life itself it's not fair, but
That's very
sometimes
true.
I feel companies and organizations they make business
Yeah.
decisions. Like they have to make business decisions, and those business decisions makes them to they might come off inhumane, but it's still just business decisions at the end of the day. So I kind of
I
maybe
think
understand that, but I felt like it
I
was
love the fact that you've got that perspective on it because, and this goes back to you being calm under pressure. I've got no doubt that you're able to think about things logically before you react because there's a lot of
yeah,
people, me included in the past, who take things like that very, very personally. And as you rightly said, it's a really good point. Business decisions aren't personal; they're business decisions, and I think
yeah,
it's important for
definitely.
people to
Like
realise that.
yeah, definitely. I feel as you as an employee in an organization, you're part of, let's say, you're part of the tool. You're part of the toolbox. So you just need to understand that they will make decisions not because of how you feel or your emotions or anything. So you need to just stick with that and go with it. You understand? So in the next time you encounter that kind of thing, try to put yourself in a better position at the end of the day so that you can get the opportunity that you want to. So
You
that
got
that's actually the way I see it.
fans in the audience. Did you see that? Emmanuel up here. Amik is a good talent when it comes to pen testing. I've been engaging with him, and he is a treasure. How about that?
Okay.
There's a
Thank you
there's
very
a
much,
good quote
Emmanuel. I
for you.
appreciate that.
Thanks, Amika.
Thank you.
Okay, tell me what motivates you to succeed. So you've told me that you're calm under pressure. You've told me why you've come into the industry, but what is it that motivates Emika to succeed?
Okay. What motivates me to succeed is succeeding per se. Although that would be like very trivial. That would be like very. So I think what motivates me to succeed is the the accomplishment that comes with making sure things are going as planned. Now, most of the time, I really feel like it's unattainable. You don't really have control over a lot of things. You understand? But the things that you have control over, were you able to, let's say, get them in the right place. So those are the things that actually makes me want to, let's say, up my skill, get better, so that let's say there's a problem, we can come up with a solution to that problem. Some other time to innovate in those problems, look for a way that we can scale those problems so that we don't necessarily need to go back doing those problems manually in some sorts. Like look for a system or automate the whole process so that it becomes quite efficient, because when a computer handles it, it becomes more efficient. Then one last thing again that motivates me is I like to maybe help people. You understand? So in terms of that, I want to contribute to the community that I find myself, like seeing those people that are coming up, or maybe those younglings. If there's any way I can maybe inspire them, if there's any way I can also help them. Let's say in terms of them to improve in their own skill, in their own craft, in the way they handle themselves, and also succeeding. Yeah, yeah. So these are some of the things that motivate me. I'm being motivated by I need to maybe improve my technical knowledge because I want to be able to provide solutions to problems.
Yeah.
Then I want to be able to help the younger ones when they are coming, so that, and all these things that still boils down to, let's say, my kind of person or persona, my my ability to solve problems, my ability to handle problems, and the rest of them.
I think what I love the most out of that is nowhere involved in that answer was the word money. And for me that's super important because too many people's idea of success is financial. And I think whilst money's
The,
super important, right? We know that. If you do all those things
yeah, yeah.
correctly, money then comes, or it should.
Oh, well, actually, money is also necessary. It's part of it too. It's not that maybe sometimes I feel when people don't answer these questions, they really don't want to talk about that because they feel if you talk about that, that might make you come out as
Yeah.
vain or some sort. But to an extent, it is necessary. I feel if you're part of a business, one of the reasons why you're part of the business is to make money for the business,
100%.
and in return, the
That's the
business is
only
supposed
that's
to
the
take
only
care
reason
of.
you're there for the business. Really?
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. So in return, the business is supposed to take care of you so that you can cater for the ones you love.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like a win-win situation at the end of the day. But we don't really want to talk about that because we don't want to come out vain. Obviously, if there's really no money or there's no proceeds to those things that motivate me, I don't think it would be for a very long time because it is necessary. Those things
Yeah.
are needed to keep it going. For you to, let's say, want to help somebody, if you want to even inspire
You
somebody,
have to you
sometimes
have
you
to
may need
help
to just
yourself
give
right
them.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, you also have to help yourself too. So
Yeah.
it's necessary. I think money is a good sign that you are moving forward in life, and people would be easily inspired when they see that you're successful. So it's also necessary too. So yeah.
I think the best analogy for that is the one you get when you're on an aeroplane and you're about to take off and they go through the safety procedures and they tell you whether, if you've got children, put your mask on first because otherwise you can't help,
Okay.
right? Um,
Yeah. That's true.
Alana's
That's
made
true.
a comment here. Thanks, Alana. That kind of attitude is huge in cyber. Wanting to help and share information is all part of building relationships, which is key in the field, which is very true. And Itza, good to see you. Itza, you're on here next week, next Thursday, 5 p.m. British Summer, no, Greenwich Mean Time it is next week. Itza said, money's a good sign that you're moving forward. I like that. And I like that too. I think my only comment to that would be don't get carried away with it because I have done in the
Yeah,
past and it's
definitely.
not good for anyone. Um, right, back
Definitely.
to your questions I've got lined up here, Emeka. We've got how long have we got? 5-6 minutes left. Uh, okay, so you're doing a master's. You've
Yeah.
self-studied a lot. How do you apply and demonstrate what you've learned in the classroom?
Okay. I try to maybe engage in projects. You understand? So I do like a lot of projects. Like basically the place I'm doing my master's, which is in Russia, you are you are trained in a way that you need to practice everything you learn. So you have to simulate like labs. You have to set up your own labs. Now, there are other cybersecurity learning platforms that already have infrastructures where you can just go and test out stuff. But this one, you have to build your own stuff by yourself. So by virtue of doing that, you are also building your skill and practicing everything that you want to maybe to that you want to, let's say, improve on. Like I'm even quite excited. I was given a box, like an Ubuntu box that I had to pin. So I had to maybe enumerate the box and look for some flags inside the box. So by doing all these things, you would also maybe practice and put all those things in sorry, put all the skills you've learned in practice. So although it comes to a lot of research though, you have to research about tons of stuff, but at the end of the day, you still practice them and implement them, and then you also write reports on them, like document them. So anytime you go back to those things, in this field of tech, there are a lot of things that happen. A lot can happen, and you can just forget things easily. So when you have like a sense of documents or some documentation that you've written somewhere, it becomes easier for you to just go there,
Yeah.
get it, and then you refresh. Everything just comes back. So to replicate those things will not really be difficult for me because I already have them maybe
What do you do
documented.
to keep organized? So this is a genuine personal question for me. So I use Monday to keep my life in track with regards to
Yeah, yeah,
files
yeah.
and tasks. Do you use
Okay.
anything particular or?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I use Notion.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I use Notion to maybe keep organized. I hope I'm not doing like some publicity stuff. I hope I can say that
yeah.
on
No,
the
you
platform,
can.
right?
Yeah, and if you'd like to sponsor the show, Notion, just reach out.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great too. That would be great. So Notion, please, what sponsor the show? We're really glad to have you to InfoSec Live, like come sponsor us. So yeah, I do. I use Notion. So I try to take maybe document and write out maybe things that I want to achieve in every day, and then I have like a deadline because when I want to work, I have to maybe cap the time. Sometimes you might be working and then you stretch the time, and that would affect your sleep and affect productivity in the long run. So I cap the time and I make sure that I achieve what I wanted to achieve for that day within that time range.
It's
Yeah, I
important
think
to set
it's just
yourself those time parameters.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise,
So
yeah, it's difficult.
as to pace yourself.
Very, very much so. Yeah, I'm conscious we haven't got long left, and we haven't talked about what role you're looking for at the moment, and if you're looking for a role.
Okay. Um, if the role I'm actually looking for, the role that I would be interested in, it's going to be maybe a role that requires me to try out a lot of stuff. So I think security engineering would be really good because I have like experience in quite a number of domains in cybersecurity. If you go through my blogs that I write about stuff, I could be writing
Have you
about
got a link to those
CI/CD.
blogs that we can put in the chat here for
Yeah, yeah,
people to
yeah.
take a look?
It's on my LinkedIn. If you go through my
Okay,
LinkedIn, you will get to find them out. So
very good.
I write stuff about CI/CD. I also write things on digital forensics. I wrote one on digital forensics. I also wrote one on hardening a Linux server and the rest of them. So a lot of things interest me. Not like maybe in terms of I'm not going to be focused on something. One of the things that actually I'm really focused on is DevOps and
Yeah.
DevSecOps. Like I really like doing those things. But I also have ideas about some other domains too.
Okay.
Yeah. So security
What
engineering though.
location are you looking for the? Would you move, or are you just looking for Russia? Are you looking for Europe? Are you looking for US?
I'm looking for a place where I can practice and maybe improve professionally. So if Europe gives me that kind of opportunity, I'll take that. If US gives me that kind of opportunity, so I'll take that. And then one more thing to maybe if I'm to maybe go with something of sorts, I would like to maybe go to a place that has good weather because man, Russia is really really cold.
Don't come here
It's
then.
really cold.
Don't. So I'm gonna
I,
put a little ticker up on the screen at the bottom so people can see what kind of role you're looking for. And I'm leaving out the UK because just for personal reasons, I'm trying to get out of this country. So I'm not going to try and encourage you to come in, Emeka. I don't think
or why would you want to live in the UK? I think UK is actually like a good place, right? I think they have a lot of
it's okay.
Nigerians
I
too
have to
there.
be careful what I say at this point from a political point of view. But the country is not the country it used to be. It hasn't been for a long time. Although we still act like we're some kind of colonialism, awful country, we really haven't got anything apart from science and technology here anymore. We've got no industry. Our healthcare system's falling apart. The roads don't work. The water and the infrastructure is broken. I mean, I could go on, but that's probably that's
Yeah,
probably enough,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I,
Difficult question for you now, and you're going to hate me for this
okay,
probably.
I'm listening.
But what would you have done? differently? Anything?
I don't think there's anything because I feel like everything that I have done so far has brought me to this point. Like everything has been a lesson to me. So I've learned from every situation that I have encountered. So I wouldn't have done anything differently. I would have just been me. So yeah, I really don't see that. Like I don't see those things like okay, maybe I made a mistake in the past or something. No, I'm actually learning. I'm in that trajectory. I'm
And
in
and you
that path.
learn
So
and
yeah,
you learn just as much when you make those mistakes as well, right?
yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Last one. What would you tell our audience if you could right now, if they were trying to break into cybersecurity? What would your message be to them? Don't
Okay,
say don't do
my
it.
message would be my message would be that they should do it, but they should just be like make a decision from the beginning of it and stick to it. You understand? Stick to it, and you shouldn't be too rigid to pivot, like pivot in the way that okay, you can understand that a particular system it's not working. Okay, try to maybe check other things, look for a way you can innovate the solution you're giving to a problem. I think if you do that, you're flexible because on transit, you would always need to be flexible about the way you implement things. So, yeah. But if you want to delve into cybersecurity, some of the practical way you could start is go to maybe platforms that can help you. I don't know if I can talk
You
about
can
them
talk, you
here.
can talk about
I can talk.
anything at all on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's fine. You can go to platforms that can help you. You can go to maybe start from Try Hack Me. You can maybe do things on Hack the Box. You can even try and apply to my school. Although it's really competitive to apply and get maybe cybersecurity in my school because my school is actually like very competitive. So if you come here too, you would also improve in that too because you learn a lot at the end of the day. Like most of my friends and colleagues, they work with security companies, like good security companies. Some of them are working in Kaspersky, some of them are like in Wazoo and all this kind of stuff. Just maybe you could check that out. So that could also help you too. So yeah, then start from try hack me, start with hack the box and the rest of them. Those would help you maybe in terms of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Emeka. Well, look, thank you so much for taking the time to come on. If anyone's watching this who's interested in talking to Emeka about work or maybe just connecting. He's made a big thing today about the fact he loves to give back to the community. Take his offer up on that, scan that QR code, make sure he's part of your LinkedIn network. And again, if you're an employer, there's so many people in this audience who are saying Emeka's the man. So you've got to listen to them, right? So everyone, thank you so much.
Well,
Emeka, have a great
thank
weekend.
you very much.
No, it's
You
my
too.
pleasure.
Thank you
And
very much,
everyone who's
Simon.
watching, we'll be back next week. I think we've got 2 or 3 shows next week. Not quite sure when they are, but I'll update that in the community later. But thanks for joining. Have a great weekend. See you all soon.
Thank you.